Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and we're coming to you from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport. And we're going to stay in town here and spend a little bit of time with Elaine Hardy. She's chair of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission of Mid-Michigan, and of course, their big Martin Luther King Day event. And Elaine, it is always good to spend time with you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Chris, and it's always a pleasure to see that great smiling face of yours. We always know if you're around, then business in Mid-Michigan is going strong.
Well, listen, you motivate that smile, so thank you for that. Hey, let's talk a little bit to our audience and tell them a little bit about what the Dr. Martin Luther King Commission is of Mid-Michigan and does.
I'm happy to do that. I love bragging about the MLK Commission. You know, Chris, we are an organization that's over 4 decades old. We predate any federal legislation for Dr. King holiday, but we came together from business leaders and community members and elected officials to actually push for federal legislation for a King holiday. And it was State Senator Michael Murphy who began the push in our region for that event. The city of Lansing and the city of East Lansing, in advance of any federal legislation, declared Dr. King a national holiday, and we have been celebrating ever since then.
And Michael Murphy was a good friend, as he was for the area, and
Yes,
a pastor as well, if I'm
he
not
was
mistaken.
pastor of St. Stephen's Church. Yes.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about how long this commission has been around and active and relevant. 4 decades?
Yes, we became in existence in 1982. And it was really, as I said before, to push for federal legislation of a national King holiday. And once Ronald Reagan signed that legislation in November of 1983, we didn't disband. We continued to work as a commission to bring the annual day of celebration to the community. We understand that as a nation, many communities disbanded their commissions once the holiday was enacted. But there was something very special about the commitment from the people in this community to keep the commission intact and actually celebrate the holiday as a region. And so we have been doing it, as you said, for over 4 decades.
Well, and you go far beyond just the celebration. Let's talk a little bit about the kind of works that the commission does throughout the year.
So, you know, the annual day of celebration is our signature event, and I want to get back to talk about that. But we, our year-round commission, we're made up of about 20 of the most phenomenal people in our community who have dedicated their lives to uplifting the ideals of Dr. King and to bring about the beloved community. So we have an annual 828 day celebration, which is to mark the date that Dr. King delivered the I Have a Dream speech on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. We do an essay and scholarship competition where we engage young thought leaders in a theme around Dr. King's teaching. And we have an art and essay contest. We also support community organizations and again, just try to uplift the work of Dr. King throughout the year. And we begin the year with our annual day of celebration, which, as
Well,
you
and
know,
so let's
is
get back to that. Let's talk about that day of celebration. Nationally recognized.
yes.
What makes us so unique here in Mid-Michigan?
As I always say, it is this community. I believe that if you walk into that Lansing Center on the 3rd Monday of January, what you see represented there are people from all walks of life, all faiths, all nationalities who have come together around a common theme. And when you get 1,800 of your closest friends in one space around a common theme, there's just magic there. There's this beautiful sense of community. We host the largest luncheon event in the nation honoring Dr. King. And we have brought some of the most iconic civil rights figures from around the world to Lansing, Michigan to celebrate with us on that day.
You know, and it's amazing because I know you can't tip to us who the speaker is coming up, but some of the people you've had in the past have been just incredible.
Amazing. Diane Nash, Elijah Cummings, Merle Evers, Bernice King. You know, we are an Emmy winning Emmy award-winning commission. We were awarded an Emmy for our broadcast with Dr. Bernice King. And so it's a special commission because the community is special. And we have an opportunity every year to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King. And it's just an honor for us always.
Listen, we've got about a half minute left. I want you to hold up your Emmy because you actually, yes, look at that. I know an Emmy Award winner. Congratulations.
Yes.
That is
Well,
awesome.
this is for our entire community.
Oh,
We wouldn't be the commission that we are without the support of our sponsors and the community.
well, and I want to throw Mark McDaniel's name out there in Scenair, and you talk about community support. That company has been big in this from the beginning, and
He is a champion for us,
Yeah.
and we dearly love Mark. He's a very good friend to the commission,
yeah.
and we're glad that he partners with us on this day of celebration.
So 15 seconds left. What do you hope people take away from that celebration?
Every year, we want to encourage people to go out and serve one another. You know, Dr. King said, everyone can be great because everyone can serve.
Well,
And I believe that when we recognize the dignity and humanity in each other, we can uplift our nation and our world. And I hope people leave inspired and ready to go to work.
well, congratulations. You've been a big driving force in that and a big part of its success. Elaine Hardy, Chair of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission of Mid-Michigan. Congratulations on your award as well.
Thank you so much, Chris. It's a pleasure.
You all have been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.